Let's now bring in editor-in-chief of TheHill.com, Bob Cusack, for more. Bob, good morning to you. I want to get to Harris's speech last night in just a moment, but can we start with President Biden igniting controversy after what he said about Trump supporters, last night? This is what he said. Let's play this bit of sound from his conference call with Latino voters.
Donald Trump has no character. He doesn't give a damn about the Latino community. And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable.
Yeah, so Bob, as you've seen, some Republicans now likening it to Hillary Clinton's deplorables comment back in 2016. How big of a problem is this for the Harris campaign, you think?
Well, Markie, it's a problem, especially the timing of it. Couldn't have been worse, especially coming off what I thought was a pretty good speech on the ellipse by Harris. And now, of course, the White House is cleaning up and certainly does bring back memories of Hillary Clinton's deplorables comment. So this is gonna be out there for a few days. This is not helpful for Harris whatsoever.
Speaking of her, let's go to her speech last night. She had this to say about the former president.
This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power. And the fact that someone disagrees with us does not make them the enemy within.
So ending division has been a big message for her whole campaign. Do you think the vice president's speech will sway undecided voters, Bob, particularly when you factor in just the optics of her, right? Standing in front of the White House at the ellipse to make her seem presidential in front of huge crowds?
Yeah, Markie, I mean, I think the optics are quite good, but some Democrats are a little concerned about, is this the right closing argument? This argument did work in the midterm elections, but some Democrats are thinking we really need to talk about the economy more, the policies, and not this. But I do think the optics were good until President Biden weighed in and kind of stepped on her night.
Yeah, and it seemed like an unforced error, on his part, too. Also a potential game changer. I wanted to pick your brain on this. The Supreme Court rejecting Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s request to get his name off those ballots in Wisconsin and in Michigan. You have two-way polling in both of those states showing the race tied. When Kennedy is factored in, though, Vice President Harris takes a slight lead in both of those states. Should Republicans be alarmed by this?
They should be. I mean, the third parties this year have fizzled, Markie, but at the same time, when you're talking about the difference of 5,000 to 10,000 votes could decide the next presidency in one of these 7 battlegrounds, these third parties are important, whether that's Jill Stein or RFK Jr., who is basically telling supporters, don't vote for me, vote for Trump. And you have a number, a libertarian candidate as well. So this could carve into either Trump's or certainly on Jill Stein's basically could hurt Harris. So watch the third parties. Even though we were expecting them to play a bigger role, they could still play a spoiler and a deciding role.
Yeah. And let me bring in some sound from Trump last night, too, because he was in Pennsylvania. He was ripping Vice President Harris over the migrant crisis. Take a listen to what he had to say.
She allowed this to happen to us. She allowed us to be invaded. We were invaded. This was a massive invasion of criminals. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens.
Yeah, so Bob, I guess my question to you is, does that messaging 6 days out move the needle at all? I mean, the crisis has been ongoing for 4 years. I feel like if you're undecided, you're not waiting to hear more about the border.
Well, yeah, Trump loves to talk about immigration. Some Republicans want him talking himself more about the economy in these last days. At the same time, it's interesting when you think about Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley has publicly said, listen, I'm willing to defend Trump, even though she's the one who called basically Trump chaotic and chaos follows him. And that's what Harris is saying now. So as far as appealing to independents, I think Nikki Haley could be a good weapon on the campaign trail, but the Trump campaign has not contacted her to do just that.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.